How's it going? It's Charles Botensten from Botensten Properties International. I have now a new display. It's the iPhone. This is the biggest iPhone I've ever seen in my life. Now this is the iPad, and essentially it has the live view. You can see it. How cool is that? I'm looking at the iPad while holding it up. That's actually a cool photo. But anyway, today what I'm going to be discussing is a little bit more of a personal candor, things that I like about real estate, things that I love about it, and just some of the challenges you face. So a lot of people come up to me and they say, how do you like real estate? How do you like it? It's got to be amazing. You make your own hours and you make millions of dollars and you have no bad times and everything is fresh laundry and roses, which is not the case. And and I could see why you would think that. Maybe not you personally, but people would think that is because on the show I just filmed another episode of not filmed it, but I'm probably going to be in it the next season with Ryan Serhant, and I always thought that people that watch the show they're in a different realm than people that are in real estate, because they see the show, they see the commission splash on the screen, and these are huge apartments. These are like 10, 15, $20 million apartments. These don't trade hands every single day. These are not the majority of the apartments that are being sold and purchased and leased out. So there's a skewed result. And after being on the show a couple of times, I've been on the show maybe two or three times, maybe actually more, 3 or 4 times, is that you see that there's a way that they structure the scene, or not the scene, but the way that they edit, is that it looks like things that weren't really that bad, they make really bad. And things that are awesome, they make really awesome. So you have the extremes. It's like, wow, he was able to handle this, and then he closed, and then boom, he made this commission. And I could see the perception that it's amazing. And there's a lot of people that get into it. I've received this year way more amount of phone calls than ever in my life about people getting into real estate, people that they know getting into real estate, their kids, help them out or whatever. And what I've noticed is it's good. It's a good profession, but you have to be the right person. First, you have to want to continuously put yourself out there. You have to be vulnerable. You have to not have an ego. Like, you have to have an ego that you're great and you're the best, but you can't have an ego where you say, I'm too good to talk to that person, or I'm too good for that listing or that buyer, because you don't know who that buyer knows. You don't know if that buyer is the assistant to the CEO at Citibank or Goldman Sachs or GE or, I don't know, somewhere here in the city. You have no idea who that person is. So you have to put your ego aside. And that's the biggest thing. Is also, there's a lot of people that get into real estate that have egos, and they're like, I want the best for their client. Everyone does, but there's a point where the client says, I understand that what we can do can save maybe a few $1,000s, but on top of that, the client still wants to get the deal done, and there's a lot of brokers that get in the way. There's a lot of attorneys or people that get in the way, and you always have to give them a call and say, listen, as much as you want the best for your client, there's two sides to this, and one person wants to sell, one person wants to buy. Let's make a transaction here. That's the biggest challenge, is ensuring that through the process that egos and emotions don't overtake the process. Because if emotions and ego take it over, it's the age-old saying that people say all the time, it's not the money, it's the principle. I don't care about the money. It's the principle, and that's ego and that's emotion. So dealing with that is a challenge. There's incredible aspects of it. There's also, you are your own business. Yes, I run a business, but even if you're just starting out, you are the business. Just want to make sure that I'm still zoomed in. You are the secretary, you are the marketer, you put together the board package, you're the salesperson, you have to build new business, you have to take care of old business, you have to continuously look at current deals. There's so many structures, And honestly, the biggest part is time management. A lot of people go in and they do useless things all day, and they feel like it's, and I was one of them. And that's the biggest thing, is overcoming, doing the A and B topics, or doing the A and B tasks. Those are the things that bring your business to the next level. And there's a lot of times that people are like, oh, I'm emailing or I'm checking social media because someone commented. That's a C task. That's a D task. That's something you don't even need. You don't need to do that. What you need to do is call back that lead, call back that owner who's just questioning the price, or questioning, why this hasn't sold, or how's the feedback from the open house. Those are B and A topics. Those tasks, I should say. Those are the things you need. So figuring out what is important, what to do, what not to do, because but no one is telling you what to do. So it's not an easy industry, and with Street Easy, which I love, I embrace it. I tell my clients, put in an alert, put in an email alert. Finding the listing is it's not the easy part, but I mean, finding the listings is the easy part. That's the easy part, is finding the listings, finding out the right house, and making the right decision from an objective point of view, and bringing information that is not online, and bringing the, as I call it, the intangible, that's what I call it, the intangibles. Something that's tangible is, okay, this is available online. You have to bring the intangibles. The intangibles is someone that's going to be vulnerable, someone that's going to ask the tough questions, someone that's going to push the limit, push the envelope, fight on your behalf. That's what real estate's going to come down to, is it's going to wipe out the people that think that they just deal with listings and numbers and things like that. No. This is a people in a lead generation, in a referral business. And the only way you get leads and referrals are from people that you've serviced so exceptionally that they're willing to put their credibility of their agent on the line to someone else. So there's, as you can hear, that I'm getting off topic, but there's a lot of aspects to the business. So I always say, the other negatives is that there's no pension, there's no 401k, there's no dental insurance, there's no health insurance, there's no biweekly paycheck, there's no hours, there's no one telling you what to do, and you don't know when to come into the office, when to leave the office, what to do when you're in the office. It's a complete. And you also get slammed on taxes, because they look at, as much as people say, we're for the small businesses and we're for the entrepreneurs, the government doesn't really look at us like that. We're known as independent contractors. Anyone that's a startup is an independent contractor. They don't pay themselves a salary. They may be incorporated or have an LLC like I do, but I have the LLC for my business, but I don't have a personal LLC, obviously. But there's a lot of aspects to the business that you have to be self-disciplined beyond belief. You have to be 100% reading and educating yourself all day, every day. These are just books that came in from last week. Just make sure. This is an inspirational kind of book. Against All Odds, Magic of Thinking Big. This is a New York Times bestseller. New York Times best-selling authors, Jack Canfield, Mark Victor Hansen, Dare to Win. The Power of Habit, talking about habits. This is an incredible book. This is one of the best books on habits. I haven't read it, but just everyone's told me. In Entree Leadership, this is about leading, managing business and people and organizations. That's by Dave Ramsey. And I have another book of 5 here, another 6 books here. And I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying that this is what you need to be. This is what you need to do to continuously be ahead. Because if you don't do this, someone else is. If you're not making these videos, someone else will. If you're not putting yourself out there, someone else will. And that's where the business goes. That's the hard thing, is continuously looking at a fear, making a cold call, making a call to someone that's upset about a deal, or making a call to try and gain more money, or making a call saying, you know what, I screwed up. You make those calls all the time. Not that you screw up, like hopefully that's not a lot, but you make those calls, those tough calls all the time, and it's like you still have to feel the fear and do it anyway because no one's telling you what to do or how to do it or when to do it, or that's what it is. That's the life of it. So you have to learn, you have to continuously learn how to do it, be better at it. So as you can see, there's no one area, and it's the same thing with any industry. If someone said, I drive trains, or if I was thinking about it, I just got off the subway, and I always think of these random things throughout the day, just to keep myself amused. I'm like, what would it be? What's it like to be a train operator? Because we take the subway for granted, but these guys are professionals to drive a train at 30, 40 miles an hour and pull up to a train or to a stop and just right there. And then the communication and there's obviously if someone tries to overtake it, emergency aspects, and it's like, I wonder what it would be like to drive a train. So they have their difficulties as well. In real estate, it's not easy. It's not easy. And I'm not saying there's way harder jobs than real estate. I'm just saying that the perception of real estate is that you just come to an office and people don't want to just give you business. Like my friends didn't just give me business, and they still now to this day are like, okay, what can you do for me? Which is understandable. You have to continuously sell why and prove and manage why you are worth it. And it's understandable. They want to make the best decision on who's going to bring them through the transaction. Or they're probably thinking, maybe I'll do it by myself. So I would say the toughest thing is, I actually just saw a video, and that's what inspired me about this. She's a realtor in North Carolina, and she spoke to managing your day. I think it's managing your day, managing your time, because managing your day, you don't know what to do. But that's a little bit of an insight into what, as someone that's been in it for many years and someone that survived the Great Recession, and is now in a booming time, what it's like to be a real estate agent. And some of the difficulties, you have to very self-motivated. I think the turnover in the first year is 65%. I got that number. By 5 years in, I probably only know 5% of the people that I started with or that I was at a company with, and everyone else just dropped out, It's because they couldn't find the money, they needed dental insurance, then their rent started coming, then their bills, then their lifestyle. They couldn't get enough business, and then people just fall out of it, There's a lot of freedom and time, but there's also a lot of 12-hour days. And actually, this year so far, I've probably put in 80% of my days are 12 hours. And I'm not just saying that, I'm serious. I get to the office at 8 and I leave at 8. And that's 5 days a week, and I come in on Sundays. And Sundays doesn't have to be a full day. So there's a lot of time, there's a lot of freedom, but it's establishing your business and getting the momentum going. Then the freedom comes a little bit, but then there's more business, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so that's a little insight into being a real estate agent, being in real estate. I know a lot of people probably Google this, and that's how they came to it. If you have any questions about real estate, contact me. I get contacted all the time. My daughter, my friend, my sister, my friend of a friend, I met this guy at a party, my girlfriend, whatever, is looking to get into it. Can you just talk to them? Can you hire them? Can you, so I'm fine with it. I like to give it a candid response. And I know, to be honest, people give in their resumes to me all the time. They're like, oh, can you look at mine? And it's like, you gotta, I know within 5 minutes if this person's going to do well. It's like, I don't care about the resume. I care who you are. You went to Harvard. That's great. Well, people come out of Harvard. They're brilliant, but they don't know how to talk to people. They don't know how to network. They don't know how to sell, to lead, to motivate, to influence, to get deals done. Because it's a lot of the professors and a lot of the teachers are people that read textbooks, and people that wrote textbooks are people that read other textbooks. The best teachers are the ones that were in business for 50 years, 40 years. The best teachers are the ones that were teachers and now writing about teaching. Those are the best ones. So those are the people I try and go to educate myself, to bring my business to the next level, and I don't even know where that came from. But anyway, give me an email or a comment, or subscribe to my videos. I put out a video every weekday about topics that I feel are the best and most pertinent in the time. I don't even know what I'm saying. I've already made a bunch of videos already, so I'm just, my mind is going nuts. Anyway, I hope you have a great day. It's Columbus Day. Everyone else, most people have off. Of course, I'm at the office. I have a pitch tonight, so it's going to be fun. If you have any questions, let me know, and I look forward to tomorrow's video.